Hello, I'm here right now to talk about experience and education and how those two facets of our daily experience, of our daily life, became threads of your family histories. First, I'll start with education. Education is something that we're introduced to as young people, and yet we kind of take it for granted how it has developed in my lifetime, how it has developed for everyone. Education wasn't always there for everyone in our life, in our grandparents' lives. And the fact that there were costs, and sometimes there were barriers that were race-based that were set up around education. And so how did people educate themselves? How do they view education in our families is a fascinating topic to think about. Some families are very devoted to education. In my family, my grandfather was very fortunate. He was brought up without a lot of money in Vermont. And what happened was his brother joined a religious order and said, I would like my grandfather, my cousin, my brother, they were cousins actually, to get a college education through the religious order's college. And that's how my grandfather was able to afford to go to college. And he studied, worked hard, did well, and went on to better himself from that educational experience. Because of that, he was devoted to having his children, men and boys and girls. My dad had 3 sisters. They were 4 kids. My dad and his 3 older sisters. They all got a college education because it was very important to my grandfather. And I think those stories like that are in a lot of families where people really prize their education. And I think it's a great story anytime anyone was the first in their family to be educated. And the story isn't just theirs to tell. The story goes to their parents and what their parents did for them. So I just think education and what America has created for all of our citizens with our educational system, currently it's a lot better than it used to be. Even said, with what's happened over the course of history, the American education system has been a great opportunity for people all around our country. And we all should be very proud and celebrate within our families what that did for us. The other side of the education story is experience. Not everyone had a chance to be educated. Some people went out there and lived their life based on experience. They developed businesses, they did farming, they did fishing, they did skills, they did trades, they did crafts, they did artistry. Just such a variety of life experience can be brought out from family stories. And so what's interesting is what particular life experience, is there one that was passed on from one generation to the other? Is there an attitude about education that was passed on from one generation to the other? And that's what we're looking at as we look at our families. We're looking at what our grandparents and our great-grandparents contended with in their worlds, and how they, in this way of looking at it, in this particular segment we're discussing, how they used education to organize their lives, to better themselves, or what of their experiences were something that they marked as a significant achievement that they passed on to their family. And so now I'm coming to the end of the segment on experience and education, and I really appreciate you listening to me, and I invite you to go out and think about education and experience and how those two concepts flowed through your family histories. Thanks so much.